Welcome back to Take It Slow Homestead. I'm Carol. Today I have another huge pile of weeds and twigs and branches to burn. We had a big snowstorm a while back, and a lot of the branches were broken out of the, there's the pile, were broken out of the elm trees. And I'm not kidding, there were a lot that broke off. And of course the reason is that when fall comes, if the leaves have not fallen out of the trees and then it snows, the branches break. Yeah, that's what happens. So what I have to do first is get a chair for me to sit on. All right. Got my water. Don't have any treats. I thought about it, but you know, you can't eat sugar every day. At least you shouldn't. So I'm gonna get one of those chairs over there. See those? Maybe you can't. Yeah. And take it over by the burning pit. I went in the house and grabbed some newspapers and my lighter because I needed something like a newspaper or a rag to wipe the bird poop off the chair. You have to be careful if you think you want a pergola like this up here, because you know what? Birds can fly right in. I guess they could fly in just a regular patio also. Anyway, they'll poop on your chairs if you leave them out. And these are just old chairs, so we leave them out. Okay, I'm going to take these over to the pit. The next thing I need to do is wet down the ground around the pit because I don't want my fire to escape. You know, there's hardly any weeds actually out here. They've all died off, the weeds surrounding the pit. However, you know, fires can sometimes jump the place where you want them to stay. And also the ground is damp around here because we have had a little bit of moisture. Hopefully that pile of stuff is dry enough to burn well and not take too long. So, you know what, because the ground around it is still damp from the last skiff of snow we had a few days ago, I'm not going to wet it down. It's already wet. But I am going to get the hose ready. So we'll just go over there by the hydrant, get the hose, make sure everything's on and it's ready to go. Okay, that's ready to go. I don't know if you can see me doing that. Did you? Okay, there. I've got water. I've got newspapers. I've got a lighter, a chair, and my water. Hopefully that's all I need, and hopefully it doesn't take all day. I can burn up until dark. No burning after dark. So hopefully I can get this done. It is, I forgot to put my watch on. 10:10 is when I walked out of the house. AM. So that means I still have part of the morning and all of the afternoon. So let's get going. I always like to start the fires on the north side, because the north side of the pile, because our prevailing winds come from the south or southwest, and I don't want it to take off right away and, you know, get out of control. So I usually start on the north side to kind of keep it slow and let it work back. So on one hand, yeah, I want my fire to go quick today. On the other hand, I want to take it slow. So let's see if I can get it going. That's the main thing. I didn't check my lighter, so I hope it works. Since I live in the county, not the city, we're responsible to take care of our own yard waste. Nobody picks it up. So that's why we have burning piles. Seems like several of my recent videos have been on the burning pit or the burning pile, whatever. That's what it is again today. But you know, you have to take care of yourself and your property, so I try. There it goes. We'll go sit down and see how it goes. See if it takes off. You can probably hear the traffic in the background. Yeah, we still have it. Not fun. Water down. Oh, I only used, let's turn this a little bit. There you go. I only used one section of newspapers, so that's pretty good. There it goes. Wow, it took off pretty well. I got myself a little bit closer, but you know what? I'm gonna back up again. There's my chair. There's a lot of burned leaves, I think is what that is, flying around now. Because I did have some leaves on there too. Not just twigs, not just branches, not just limbs. Kind of looks like the breeze, if there is one, coming from the north. So yeah, I didn't feel any breeze when I came out here, but yeah, apparently there is a small one coming from the north. So guess what? I should have started the fire on the south side. Oh well. It's mostly going straight up. That's good. There you go. A little closer look at it for those who like fires. I don't mind watching a fire, but when I have a huge pile like this, it makes me a little bit nervous. But guess what, folks? It is burning well. I don't think I'm going to be out here all day, which I'm glad about. But you know what? I have in my chicken run another branch that fell down and it never got moved, so I'll show that to you. And also a project that I had done on my elm trees a few weeks ago. All right, we're just gonna go over here a little ways. There's the fire. And right here is my chicken run. Looks like a couple of branches are in here. See that? Yeah. There. Better. You can kind of see it that way too. It goes from there clear down to there, and there's another smaller one. We'll just turn around real quick, check on the fire. It's behind those rolls of fencing right there. Got some old tires there too. We don't burn tires, of course. Let's see. Yep. Going back into the south side of the fire. There were a lot of branches in there. Okay, let's go back over here. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4 elm trees removed that were 3 of which were right there along the fence. 3 removed along the fence, 1 more removed in between. Looks like I'm focusing on this chain link. You know, I hate it when all I get is a reflection of me and I can't see what I'm looking at. There we go. Another one removed that was right there between 2 other elm trees right here that I had topped. They always leave little shoots out on the top to give it some direction. No worries, these trees are strong enough where That topping did not hurt them at all. They are determined to live and they'll come back. And I had one more topped right there. Right there. And that one is in the middle of this chicken run right here. There's a branch right here that I don't know if it's connected or not. See right up there? Doesn't really look like it is. I think it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, it's really drooping down right there, also taking space in the run, which is okay. The chickens like to peck at the leaves. They like to get shade and protection from the branches. So I'm just kind of leaving them there. I guess I'll burn those in the spring. But these two elm trees right here that were topped a few years ago. See, there's proof. They'll come back. You can't kill them. They lost several branches and they were all over the lawn right here, so had to drag those over to the pit. And then I also pruned the apricot trees that are way over there by that shed, by the gazebo. So I pruned those apricot trees right there. They had some really low branches that were in my way, so that's what I did. All right, our lawn is still green. Yay. Let's go back over and look at the fire. Look at that. Can you believe it? Wow. That was quick work, but you know, there's still a lot of stuff in there. If you can see a mound right in the middle. That's partly ashes, and partly unburned twigs and things. So when I can get a little bit closer to it, I will take a rake and move some of that around so that it all gets burned well. Wow, nice. You know what, that was just a few minutes. I think that it's not going to take up my whole day, which is nice. My son has also been burning the branches and limbs that have fallen out of his elm trees. And he had even more than I had. He has a fire pit that is about 6 feet deep. It's really amazing. And what's even more interesting about that is his sons and some of the cousins dug it because they wanted to dig a hole one day, and so they started digging a hole. And now he has perfected it and uses it as a burning pit. And boy, he needed it this fall. And so he's been burning his stuff too. Yep. It's a challenge to keep your yard and garden areas cleaned up around here. And I'm sure it's a challenge everywhere to keep a yard and a garden looking the best you can. That's what we try to do. I mentioned that we still have a lot of traffic going down our road, and you can hear it. And you can hear the roosters like crazy right now. I have 2 of them, 2 roosters. So right along here is a fence that my son and his family built for me for my birthday. Almost exactly 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years. Anyway, it was on my birthday, and my birthday is coming up again tomorrow. Yay! I'll be 76. Awesome and amazing. So this fence right along here is the one they built. Right along this area, I've got some trees. There's pine tree, oak tree, Russian olive tree. That looks like another oak, yeah. Another oak. And this is a Canadian red, what's it called? Anyway, beautiful tree. Leaves change colors a couple times a year. Purple, green, whatever. Great big pine tree. I think that's a spruce, blue spruce. Take a look at the cars. Zoom. And zoom. Yeah, they just keep coming. Okay, here's a gate that we're having a problem with. First of all, let me show you. We built it. My son helped me. Well, he did most of the work. So we got this metal gate and then put the pickets on the outside. And we've got a cedar post right there for the post. And yeah, the wind blew it off the hinge. So see that? One of those big heavy-duty hinge things. It blew it off. This one down here. Where is it? Yeah. Looks like that one's still on, but looks like we've got some bent metal right there. Sad. Here's the other post. He shaved it off to make it fit better. Put a latch right there. And, oh no, the latch thing is right, where are you? Right there. And then a support right there. Here's this section of the fence that I was able to learn how to put up. So that was good. It was a fun project. Hard, but fun. This is the opening for a gate, which is going to go here. There's the steps. And there's the opening. And lately I've been working on the gate. And here's the opening for the driveway, right here. And my son put up these two sections right here that slant and come in toward the driveway. And this one over here. Yep. So now we need a gate that goes from this point across the driveway to this point right here. Cars are probably wondering why I'm taking their picture. Somebody parked a motorhome across the street to sell it. That's good. I'm okay with that. Orchard is doing great. Asparagus patch. ever this year. There's my raised bed, 4 by 22, I think is what it is. My son built that out of cinder block, and then one for him right there. Our property line is in the middle of those two. So that's theirs that they use for an herb garden or whatever. And this is the one that I use. All these flowers have gone to seed. Dianthus is what they are. Got some volunteer asparagus here. My son's supposed to take those away, put them in his garden. I also had some green peppers planted here that did well for me this year, even though they were a month late getting in. And then I had tomatoes right here in this little patch. I got a few. I made a video about it, about the miracles I got. And then right here I've been doing a, what would you call it? A flat compost pile. I've just been spreading out my chicken manure, grass clippings on top of that, leaves on top of that, manure again on top of that, just, you know, and spreading it all around from this point right here down along to that point right there. And there's the garden swing. So I'm hoping that that will compost during the winter with the layers of snow that it's going to get on top of it. Hopefully we get the snow that we need. And then when I plant this next spring / summer, I will just kind of flip it over with a shovel here and there, plant my things, see what happens. Also, I'm really looking forward to planting this trellis again. I learned how to make that from Roots and Refuge Farm. The owners are Jeremiah and Jessica, and they know a lot. They can help you with your projects. So back to the fire. It's really putting out a lot of smoke right now. There must be some compacted leaves. I don't know, weeds? Not sure what's under there, but nice. I'm gonna get my rake and I'm gonna go out there in the smoke and rake around some of that stuff, try to get it to burn better. And there is a flame out there, so it is burning, but it sure is smoking a lot right now. So let's see if we can take care of that. There it is. A lot of ashes, a few little sticks and things left over. It smoked a lot, and as it was smoking, I thought, well, I'm getting kind of cold, but I shouldn't really go in the house when there's still smoke, and also there's a few little flames out here as it was finishing burning everything. So I had an idea. This is my future mini greenhouse that I've shown before. So I started working on it and leveling it out. First of all, I lined up these railroad ties right here, and then I went across the top right there, and then I went down this other side right here. This side is lower ground than this side, so I had to do quite a bit of shoveling over there, put it here, build up this side to try and get everything level. I really need my son to come over and saw off this end of this railroad tie. He doesn't really have to. Everything's all level, and if he doesn't have time, it can be done later. And if we turn around here and go to the south end, you can see I'm going to have the same problem here. I still need to line up these two railroad ties here on the south end. I moved that one out of the way. I was digging for that one right there, so I moved this one out of the way. There's the end that's going to stick out. It can be sawed off later. In fact, I don't think it's even really going to be in the way of the greenhouse. This is an idea that I got from Brian at a channel called Flannel Farms. Flannel, just like the shirt you wear. Flannel Farms. And I really liked his idea for a greenhouse, so that's what I'm going to do. And this was one of the first things to do, was to try and get this ground level and get those railroad ties in place. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of this fall and early winter. It depends on the weather. If I don't get it done by spring, I will get it done during spring. Yeah. All right. You can hear my chickens, my roosters. They're probably starting to get hungry, so I need to wind up this project and this video. Over here, we had a great fire today, as you well know. And while it was smoldering and smoking, I started working on this. So I'm really excited about this. And I know it might take me a while. And I know I take my time doing things. But even when you take it slow, as you well know, you can accomplish a lot. Thanks for watching.